Hi friends, happy May. I cannot believe we are here. I feel like every month I'm either like, oh my gosh, it was the longest month ever, or I'm like, I can't believe it's already this month. But this time it's like, oh my gosh, we're gonna make, like, we're almost halfway through the year. How crazy is that? I don't know, feels crazy to me. Honestly, it's mostly crazy because normally by the time we get to this point in May, I'm like, I am so dead tired. I can't even explain it. And this is the first year in maybe ever that I don't feel that same level of exhaustion. And so it doesn't feel like it's the end of the school year because I'm like, I'm not dead. But regardless, anyway, hey, hi, hello, welcome to the coffee chat. We're gonna be talking today a little bit about summer things. Lots of you are asking me questions about summer stuff. I'm also gonna ask another question because I'm getting like a weird amount of ideas. I'm gonna give you some book recommendations for summer reading lists, and we're gonna have a chat. I have some hopefully inspirational stuff to talk about too. So I'm gonna go make some coffee. I'm gonna find somewhere where I can sit where I don't have to clean the background because your girl's tired and I don't want to. So I haven't figured out where that spot's gonna be yet, but I'll figure it out in a moment. I always drink a protein shake for lunch at work. Not just a protein, I drink a protein shake with my lunch. That's a better way to say that. Not just a protein shake, that would be insane. Well, at least a 160 calorie one. I need way too much movement for that. And I specifically did not drink one today because I wanted to have my protein iced coffee because I was like, oh, we're doing a coffee chat. We could do a protein iced coffee, but I really don't need to have 2 protein shakes a day because that seems a bit excessive. So we have green and red, and we just got all the colors going on, and it's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna sit facing the other way, but I just want to show off my Tablescape for a minute because it's just so cute with the pink and purple flowers and my little bunny ear napkin rings. No one has come over to see it, but it makes me very happy that it looks all pretty. And then we got put the blue and white plates up there. So happy. And then empty picture frames because, you know, there we are. All right, hopefully that ends up being nice and sturdy. I'm sitting on the bench at my kitchen table. I'm wearing my dog necklaces again because, of course, I'm obsessed. I put them on like a magnetic necklace holder that has hooks for both, so I can just put them on at the same time, which is super excellent. And I just realized that I did not grab the notebook that has the notes, so please hold. Now I think we're ready. Okay, so let's chat. It is May for you. It's almost May for me. And April has been weird. I was very excited about April because my weekends were a lot less busy. We had Disney the first week, so that kind of took a large chunk of the month out. But my weekends were a lot less busy than the previous months had been. And then it turned out that my nights were really busy. So April was just a constant, like, we had rehearsal because we had a musical last week. I had rehearsal for choir. I had meetings. I had video calls. I had like so many things. It was like every week there was just so many things going on after school and in the evenings. And that was kind of overwhelming to me. I have found that I really hate weeks where I am busy every single night because that's when I get a lot of my work done. And so it's been really frustrating not being able to get work done or being too tired. I did get quite a bit done, and I have been focusing really hard on really working at those product listings. So I posted a ton of springy products that I had been working on. Some might have been from last year. And so I posted a lot of like spring fun products and stuff like that I have been working on. And I've really been like going through and trying to make sure that I have previews and thumbnails and video previews and like everything to give the products the best chance of success. And so that's what I spent most of April on. I've also kind of been, I wouldn't say having a little bit of a crisis, but I have been having lots of deep thoughts in April, specifically surrounding the direction that I want to go in my business and in the future, and like where I'm really headed long term. And all these different things have been at the forefront of my mind. And over the last like 2 weeks, I would say especially, I really have come up with what I'm hoping are gonna be really good ideas. And I'm shifting my focus a little bit, and just being a little bit more specific with where I'm headed, and trying to just kind of change things up a little bit, not a ton. I'm not like jumping ship or doing anything super crazy, but I'm just kind of like, it's like I was kind of headed this way and I'm just kind of shifting this way a little bit instead. And I'm really excited about that. And so I have a lot of work to do and a lot of work ahead of me, but I'm really excited. And honestly, I haven't been feeling that excited for a lot of things in my business in a long time. Especially, I have not been feeling excited about my TPT YouTube. Honestly, I just haven't, like, for a long time. And last year it was because I was just so dead tired, and this year it's just been a lot of just not knowing what to do. And like last year, y'all know, I felt really frazzled just in general, especially with feeling really sick and tired and over my job, and then getting a new job and like getting used to all that. Like, it was just a lot of things were up in the air. And so now that that's kind of settled, I'm trying to like kind of get everything else settled and figure out like where I'm headed. But I have some things coming up that I am excited about for y'all specifically. So 2 things, and then I'll get into what I'm actually supposed to talk about. 2 things. One is that I am, what are words? Oh, so 2 things that are coming soon. Number 1 is I am creating an email course. I've gotten so many people asking me to create a course for email. I wasn't originally planning on doing it, but I've been asked so many times that I was like, okay, well, we shall do that. So that's coming soon. Keep your eyes peeled, especially end of May. It'll probably, actually, no, not probably. It will be early June when that happens. So I don't have any links for you yet, but keep your eyes peeled. The other thing that I'm working on is I am presenting at the Teacher Seller Summit again this year, which is exciting. That is at the end of June. And it's extra exciting because TPT is not doing online conference anymore. They have been the last couple of years doing in-person and online for the TPT conference, and they're not doing online anymore. So people who can't go to San Diego because of money or time, or just not, you know, good timing or whatever reason, you don't get the online component anymore, which personally I'm not, I mean, I'm sure they have a reason, but personally I think it is not very smart. But that is why I'm even more excited about the Teacher Seller Summit, because it is all online. First of all, it's all seller run, secondly. And third is I like it better than the TPT conference anyway, because there are a lot of sessions that are gonna be TPT focused, but there's also a lot of stuff that's not TPT focused. And so it's really more of like building a business rather than just TPT specific. So there's tons of stuff just TPT specific. If that's all you're doing, that's fine. But if you're interested in other things, there's lots of other things going on too. So I will leave a link down below to check that out if you're interested in attending that and getting all the learning. I'm super excited about a bunch of the sessions. Like, I can't wait to watch them. So we can watch together and enjoy. Okay, drink. I just do a double shot of espresso and a whole caramel Premier protein shake. And I swear it tastes like caramel macchiato, which is my favorite thing in Starbucks. Okay, so April was doozy. May is gonna be the opposite. I have not a lot of stuff going on after school, but I have a ton of stuff going on during school and a ton of stuff going on the weekends. Literally, I think every single weekend is already spoken for. So that's gonna be interesting. That is reflected in the fact that I only finished 2 books, and one of them is a short story. So in April, I finished The Hobbit. I don't know, I just got a random whim. I was like, I want to reread The Hobbit, and I'm so glad I did. I forgot how good it was. I really enjoyed it. I like it better than Lord of the Rings. Also, last time I read them, I read The Hobbit and then Lord of the Rings like back to back, and so I forgot what was in The Hobbit and what was in Lord of the Rings. So that was kind of nice, just kind of getting that extra, you know, jump thing. But I just really enjoyed it. It was so good. So good, even the second time. So had a great time with that. And then I read, I don't know if we count this as a book a short story called Amelia's Shadow by Marie Benedict. I'm not gonna lie, I was really disappointed because I didn't realize it was a short story. I thought it was a book, and I was like, how am I already so far through it? And it was because it was a short story, and then I was sad. So this is about Amelia Earhart and her like friend who also was a pilot. So it goes through the friend's perspective and point of view. It was fun. It just, you know, it was a short story, so I finished it in like an afternoon, which I did not plan on. Now, part of that is that I was really busy. Part of it is that I was working a lot in the evenings, especially. Part of it was that I went to Disney World on vacation and I forgot to bring a book. I was like, I'm gonna bring just my Kindle and then I'll read, you know, all the things in my Kindle, and I left it sitting on the charger and I was so disappointed because I totally missed out. But alas, I do have some things that I'm like close to finishing. I always only tell you about things that I have finished, so that skews my things a little bit. But instead I thought I would tell you about something that I'm really enjoying. So that would be these markers. Y'all know I love stationery. So these are the Pentel Sign Pen Twin Brush Pens. And I got these on the recommendation of someone, bullet journal person. And so I got them and I thought they were gonna be like the Tombos where it's like a brush tip on one side and then a bullet tip on the other. But they're actually a big brush on one side and then a mini brush on the other side, and I am obsessed with them. They are so fun. The colors are gorgeous. First of all, can I just say the colors are gorgeous. They're so fun. I love having the two that match that are both the brush pens, because I actually use the smaller ones more than I use the bigger ones, and that was my biggest problem with Tombos, is Tombos have really big brushes on their brush pens, and sometimes it's really hard for me to control those. Like, I'm just not that fabulous about it. So yeah, really enjoyed. So for reference, this is with the big side and this is with the small side, and I'm just also obsessed with this. Look how pretty. This was April's. Let me show you all these. Was very inspired. And then these open up, and I did it that way because I'm worried about running out of pages in my bullet journal. So there's your little fun thing that I'm enjoying since I have no books to tell you. Now that it is May, we are fastly approaching summer. So we're almost to the end of the school year. I know a lot of y'all go through June, but like we get out at the end of May. And so summer questions are always very rampant. So I got a question. I have two questions I'm answering this time. I got a question from someone asking if we should delay summer products and post them closer to the school year, and the answer is no. I cannot say this loud enough. I say it every single year. No, 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 no. There is no benefit to saving a product and posting it closer to back to school. In fact, not only is there no benefit, it's actually to your detriment, because if your product is posted earlier, then it has time to get ranked in SEO. It has time for people to wish list it. It has time for you to talk about it. It has time for people to see it before back to school starts, as opposed to if I post it right before back to school, people can't see it until then. If it's already back to school season, like, you're already late. Post your products ASAP so they have the best chance of being seen. You have the best chance of promoting them and marketing them. Do not wait to post your products. Do not wait to post your products. Now, one thing you do want to expect over the summer is that even if you are posting products or not posting products, your sales are probably going to go way down. I have heard some people, you know, that I've talked to that do have better sales in the summer than others, you know, especially like people who do a lot of classroom decor sometimes sell better over the summer. But personally, I can tell you that my summer sales tend to be like 10 to 20% of my normal sales. So when I like look at the year and I think about like how much money I think I can make, I literally tell myself in my head that June and July are gonna be zero. And then I'm like, anything that we make is exciting because, you know, it's better than nothing. it's very sad. It's just the nature of seasonal work. So just FYI, especially if you're new, just be aware of that. Don't expect anything over the summer, essentially. Use the summer instead to worry about next year and make sure you have products for next year. Make sure your shop is updated. I've been doing a lot of updates lately, and just really trying to work towards next year, and just don't expect anything over the summer. I always suggest that people save some money throughout the year for that summer, because you know that's coming. So if you rely on your income at all, it's kind of too late now, too late-ish. Just be aware of that coming up soon. One other thing that we like to do in the summer is read. So since I didn't have any books to share, actually I had some people ask like, hey, what are some books that I should read over the summer? Now they were not very specific, so I have a wide variety here, because you should never ask me what you should read. So let's see. Nonfiction. I have Building a Second Brain by Tiago Forte. This one has changed my whole life. I cannot tell you how much it has helped me feel so much better. I need to make a video about it because it is so good. It's like a very simple, specific system for how to like get stuff out of your brain, essentially, because that's the problem I have. Is I have ideas all the time. I'm thinking all the time. I want to do this, I want to do that, and like I have so much stuff, and this just really helps me to like get my life together. I need to read it again. It's so good. Next up, Company of One. This is a really good one for those of you who are entrepreneurs who would like to stay small, because people kind of try to make it seem like, oh, you know, you need to have a business and you need to have like 20,000 employees. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to have 20,000 employees. Now I have one. Technically he's a contractor and he's great and he's saving my life, and I'm open to employing more people in the future, but I'm not looking for a super giant business. And so this is kind of taking the approach of, I want a successful business that aligns with my lifestyle, and I don't want to, you know, employ 80,000 people. So I highly recommend that one if you just aren't interested in doing crazy things. Okay, next up, Storyworthy. This one is about using stories in your, for anything. Engage, teach, persuade, and change your life through the power of storytelling. So good. Interesting read. Lots of helpful points. I have, oh, this is before I started documenting pages, so I don't have that many notes in here. I think I wrote a bunch of notes in my Evernote though. Highly recommend. It's a good one. It's a good one. It's a good one. If you're looking for fiction, like I want to read over the pool, at the pool. Why did I grab this one? That was dumb. Okay, I grabbed the wrong book. I meant to grab The Only Woman in the Room by Marie Benedict. I accidentally grabbed this one instead. I actually don't like this one. I've been obsessed with Marie Benedict's books lately, but this one in particular I don't like. Would not recommend. All of the other ones I've read have been fabulous, so there's that. I don't know what it is about that one I don't like, but for whatever reason I really expected I was gonna like it and I didn't. So there's that. Anyway, what I can tell you is anything Chanelleton has my stamp of approval. I am obsessed with all her books. She has a new one that either just came out or is about to come out. I was gonna buy it. It's like my treat to myself. She's been writing a new book like every year for the last couple of years. So since I found her, every year it's like the first book I read over summer vacation. It's really exciting. So this one is The Cuban Heiress. This one is really, really fun. I really liked it. It's got an element of mystery to it. So if you're kind of into that, there's something, it definitely keeps you guessing all the way till the end. Definitely recommend. The next one is The Other Bennett Sister. If you are into Jane Austen at all, you'll love this one. Even if you're not into Jane Austen, you'll still like it. It's really interesting. It's about the last sister to get married. And then I have 3 more books. These are specifically going into the next thing, because another question that I have gotten a lot, strangely, is people asking me about whether or not you should invest money and if you should only do TPT, if you should do other things. Listen, I am not a financial advisor, but yes, you should. You should have money in savings and you should have money invested. Yes, you should. Now, I know that sounds really scary, possibly, depending on where you're at, but yes, you need to have money invested, y'all, because listen, I think all the time, I hope that I make money from my content and my products forever and ever and ever, okay? But also, there might be a point at which I don't want to get on YouTube anymore. And maybe, you know, like if I'm 70, do I really want to be making YouTube videos? Will YouTube still exist? You know, like there's lots of questions there. So highly, highly, highly recommend that you are investing money so that your money that you're making from all your hard work goes further, and so that you have that backup plan and you have that retirement plan down the road. Yes, most of us are teachers. Most teachers have pensions. Pensions are great. Pensions may not necessarily cover all your expenses. So I personally don't want to have to rely solely on that. Also, you know, you only get your pension if you work a certain amount of years, and it's a lot of years. And so like there's a lot of things that go into that. So again, totally not a financial advisor at all, but highly recommend that you have a savings account with like emergency fund, because can I just tell you, the peace of mind I had the first time that the air conditioner went out, because if y'all know, if you've been around, you know my air goes out like every year. It's just a thing, like it just happens every year. And we live in Georgia. We can't, we don't do no air conditioner here. It is hot and it is sticky and humid. We're not here for it. So when your air conditioner goes out and you like have cash on hand or like in the bank to use for that, a couple months ago, my husband's car got totaled. We had money in the bank like to go and put as a down payment to a new car. Like having that peace of mind is priceless. So highly recommend, if nothing else, you have money in the bank that is used for emergencies only. Mine literally says emergency only. It is separate from other savings accounts. So I have like that one. I have another one that's labeled vacation and like, you know, other things, but like emergencies are really important and they do happen. They will happen. And then I would highly recommend that you have some sort of retirement and or investment account. So I have a retirement account, and then I also have just a brokerage investment account. They're taxed differently, which is why I have both. But your retirement account, the thing is, when you put money in there, you get penalized if you pull it out too early. So I don't want to put all of my money into my retirement account and then not have access if I need it for something. So I kind of split it between retirement account, not gonna touch for a long time, and then brokerage account, which is just a regular investing account that I can access whenever I want, essentially. So it doesn't have the same tax benefits as the retirement accounts, but it is helpful in terms of just having options. And listen, if there is one thing I want to tell you, it is that I like having options, because when you have options, then you're not stuck with something that you're not excited about. That's why I have multiple streams of income, and that's why I invest, and that's why like I have different things going on, because I want to have those options, and I would highly recommend that you also have those options open to you. Anyway, my little spiel's over. I'm not going to tell you what to invest in because I'm not that fancy. But if you need some help, here's some suggestions. The Automatic Millionaire, this is a really good book for making it very easy, especially if you're like, I don't have money to invest, because you're probably wrong. This can help you with that one. Also on that same kind of managing money situation, Profit First, I recommend this book all the time. This is really a business book, but it works for your personal life too. I have taken this, I've applied it to both my business and to my personal account, personal finances. And basically the idea is having multiple accounts, essentially. So instead of like all my money going into one account, I have an account for taxes, and I have an account for expenses, and I have an account for savings, and I have an account for profit. So I'm not using all my money all the time. And so having those different accounts makes a huge difference. So he talks about how to set them up and what you should look for and how to like actually make your business profitable, and it takes some of the stress out and all that stuff. And then if you're looking at investing, Education of a Value Investor is really good and really helpful. I have a couple of books about this. So also the podcast Rule Number One Investing. I have his books too, but the podcast is really good. It's really helpful if you're like, I have no idea what is going on. So those are my suggestions if you're like, I need to get my life together financially. There you go. All right, let's see. So the last thing I wanted to talk about today is a little bit of inspiration, and that is because yesterday, actually, I started going through this book. It's called The Dream Life Blueprint. It's actually a workbook. It's by Angie Belmar. I talk about her a lot because I really like her and her stuff and her like approach to goals and things like that. And so it's a workbook to basically help you figure out your goals and figure out how to just make your life, you know, the way that you actually want it to be. And it is so helpful. I did it last year. And what really got me is I started doing it yesterday, like I said. And when I started doing it yesterday, I realized, like, I could see all my answers from last year and the enormous amounts of change that have occurred in just 1 year is mind-boggling. Like, the things that I was really struggling with there are things that I'm not struggling with anymore. Now, I got new problems, but I don't have those problems. And just like rereading those things has really made me remember how I was feeling then, and like the juxtaposition of how much better I'm feeling now is insane. So not necessarily that you need to do that, but I wanted to just kind of highlight that a lot can happen in a year. And if you are feeling some kind of way, write it down, make a plan to fix it, and then apply that plan to your life. And if you do that consistently, a year later, like a year from now, it is amazing what can happen. I literally wrote down in my journal, I was like, I can't believe how far I've come in the past year. And the thing is, you can't really see it. Like, my income hasn't increased that much, like a little bit, but not, you know, 10x or anything crazy. And then like, I look the same. Like, it's not like an outward thing, but inward, I have so much more peace now than I did before. And a lot of that has come from getting a new job, but a lot of it has also been structuring my days differently. And I came up with that new structure out of thinking and coming up with a plan and using this book to kind of like figure out where my problems were and things like that. And so my whole approach is very different now than it used to be. And I really just, it was really eye-opening to be like, oh my gosh, look how far you can come in a year. So if you're like, man, I want to make money, or I want to have more peace, or I want to read books, or whatever it is, like, figure out what you want, make a plan to get there, and then stick with the plan and just take little daily actions to get there. You don't have to be crazy, you don't have to be insane. It can be just a few minutes, you know, 30 minutes a day can change your life. An hour a day can change your life if you just put that effort towards the outcome you want instead of letting life happen to you. So if you're feeling meh, I hope that's a little bit inspirational for you and that you feel a little bit better. And even though it's like, it's so hard because you can't see the changes day to day, but when you look back, it's a whole new world. It's a whole new world. And you'd be so much happier and you could have so much more peace. You just gotta get after it. So go, get after it. I'm gonna get after this coffee and my leftover food from the restaurant yesterday. And then I'm gonna get a choir. So that's my plan. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.